8-7, Purdue leading Ohio State in the bottom of the fifth, and all kinds of scoring in this one as Landon Wines continues in there for Purdue. Nate Carafa, the batter, playing second base in the right-handed batter's box to lead off things this inning as the first pitch is up and inside for ball one. Carafa this season hitting .222 as a leadoff hitter. 194 average, 302 on base percentage, 306 slugging as the 1-0 is grounded down the left field line and was not able to make the play was Howe, and so a leadoff base hit for Carafa. So the Buckeyes will have their first man aboard, and Marcus Ernst will come to the dish.
And it looks like Nick Alvarado sat down in the Purdue bullpen, and up and working is the right-hander Eric Hildebrand.
Howe had a tough play over at third base, had to slide to try and corral that one as it was right down that left field line. And so Carafa comes up with the base hit. Marcus Ernst, the left-handed batter, had a single back in the third, walked in the first. And a righty-on-lefty matchup here as they check the runner at first. And Carafa slid back safely. Archer Brookman waits on deck for Ohio State. Buckeyes with 10 hits resulting in the 7 runs. Purdue with 8 hits and 8 runs. As Wines comes set, looks in, takes a long look in and steps off, and he actually works pretty quickly. I would say that when he actually decides to go home, but when he looks over at first base, he pauses for a while, stares in at home plate, and then will just step off. He doesn't typically throw over too often. And the first one first pitch, up and away for ball one. Carafa at first, nobody out here in the bottom of the fifth. The 1-0 offering, no, they will check over at first base again. Carafa this season, just 1 stolen base in 2 attempts. We saw it on Friday night a lot. Purdue would check over to runners who don't run all too often. And the 1-0, but this time he goes and grounded over to second base. Carafa will get into second safely, but the throw over is in time for the first out of the inning.
And beautifully done there, too. The hit and run able to neutralize the double play, because without Carafa going on that is absolutely 2 outs.
Would have been an easy routine double play as it was grounded hard right into the glove of Albrecht. So bring up the number 8 hitter for Ohio State, Archer Brookman.
Great weekend for him so far.
Just hitting 147 this season, just 100 with runners in scoring position, but as Callan mentioned, a good weekend for Brookman, the DH, singled back in the fourth.
And if it tells you anything, he came into the weekend batting .069 and is up to 147, so.
And that one's launched out to left field. Going back is Nissel on the track. We'll watch that one go into the trees and gone. A 2-run home run for Archer Brookman. His 3rd home run of the weekend, and the Buckeyes reclaim the lead. It's 9-8 Ohio State. That thing was absolutely smoked out to left field. And the 11th hit of the afternoon for Ohio State gives them the lead once again.
No home runs. He came into this weekend with not a single home run and now has 3. Well, I'd say he earned that designated hitter spot today. Don't usually see him move into that position on Sundays, but
he may have earned a spot in the lineup for the rest of the season after that, as the first pitch is in there for a strike. The 0-1 from Wines. That one's in there quickly. 0-2 the count. The batter, Nick Irwin, playing third base, had a double back in the fourth, a single in the second. Hitting .229 this season as that one's up and away for a ball. Well, this Ohio State offense came in struggling for most of the season this weekend, and they have absolutely loved Purdue pitching. The 1-2. That one's grounded right up the middle and a base hit for Irwin. He'll round first and stop there. So a single for the number 9 hitter for Ohio State, and turn that lineup card over once again. It'll be Mitchell Oakley for the Buckeyes standing in the left-handed batter's box.
And I get that you don't have a lot of arms left after this weekend, having to go to the bullpen a lot this weekend if you're Purdue, but if I'm Greg Goff, I'd probably go to Hildebrand right now. This is slipping away from Landon Wines.
1 on, 1 out. Wines looking in. Runner is at first base off of that single from Irwin. And Oakley launches that one out to right field. Will this one get out? Looking up, and that one's gone. Another 2-run home run for Ohio State. And now the lead moves to 11-8. Seventh home run of the season for Mitchell Oakley. 18th RBI. And so bring up Zach DeCenzo in the bottom of the Buckeye order, and then that leadoff guy doing some damage in this inning, and now we'll see if we get a pitching change, and we do. So we'll take a quick break here on Scarlet and Gray Sports Radio for a pitching change. Ohio State has put 4 on the board in Columbus. The pitching change was made back here in Columbus. Ohio State leading Purdue 11-8 in the bottom of the fourth. The Buckeyes put 4 on the board in this inning. Eric Hildebrand, the new pitcher for Purdue, 3.65 ERA and 12 1/3 innings of work. 13 strikeouts to 5 walks, and his first pitch in there for strike 1. One down this inning, and that pitch is inside for ball 1, so the count evens up quickly.
This game's been all about big innings. 19 combined runs and not a single 1-run inning.
We were talking, but in the break is the 1-1 is fouled down the right field line, and saying that this is probably not a game I would have expected to have 19 combined runs in the 5th inning, but with the 2 pitchers we had starting.
Exactly. And despite the scores of the first 2 games, I mean, you had Corey Brooks, who went 8 innings scoreless last Sunday, and then Neely doesn't give up a lot of runs.
And Neely really pitched pretty well portion of the 3 2/3 that he was in there. Just that back-to-back home run, home runs he gave up to Symington, and then Nissel is the 2-2 is flied out to right field. Will this one stay up? It will. Zach DeCenzo, a home run. Back-to-back homers for Ohio State put the Buckeyes ahead 12-8. Home run number 6 of the season for DeCenzo. And that is RBI number 23.
And that makes DeCenzo the 3rd Ohio State batter this weekend with multiple home runs in the series. Pohl has 2, Brookman has 3, DeCenzo now has 2.
And that ball is flying out to the outfield. Yeah. Hildebrand features a fastball, curveball, and a changeup and throws it over the head of Cade Kern. Crowd doesn't like it here at Bill Davis Stadium after that home run. We've now seen back-to-back homers from both the Boilermakers and the Buckeyes this afternoon. The 1-0. That one outside, 2-0. Hildebrand getting a talking to from one of the fans in attendance here after that first pitch. The 2-0, that one outside, 3-0 the count. Kern hitting .368, .432 on base percentage as that one catches the outside corner of the plate for strike 1. Grounded out back in the 4th inning, flew out in the 2nd. It was a sac fly and then singled in the 1st. And that one swung on and missed. It'll be 3-2 now. Count is full. Connor Pohl waits on deck.
I'd say definitely the hardest fastball we've seen from a Purdue pitcher this afternoon.
And the payoff pitch is grounded up the middle, a base hit for Cade Kern. And the Buckeyes continue to stay hot in this inning and bring up Connor Pohl, the cleanup hitter for the Buckeyes. 15 hits now for Ohio State, and we are only in the bottom of the fifth. And this is not the guy you want to see if you're Eric Hildebrand with the ball flying out to right field the way it has. A 5-run bottom of the fifth as the first pitch to Pohl is up and away for ball one, and now Fascia will run over to the mound and talk some things over as Hildebrand has struggled with command.
Six combined home runs in this game now, 4 for Ohio State, 2 for Purdue. Just flying out of the ballpark here today. Imagine at least a little aspect of it is probably the heat up to 80 degrees today. It was in the low 60s yesterday and high 50s Friday.
And those winds moving around, I believe, 15 miles per hour towards right field. Sometimes it moves straight out to center as that one's grounded to second. The hit and run employed by Ohio State, so easily into second is Cade Kern, but an easy out at first base is Connor Pohl. So 2 down in this bottom of the fifth inning, and the catcher for Ohio State, Brent Totis, to bat.
And again, it was in this inning, granted a little while ago, but Carafa had the same thing where he stole second and they avoided the double play because it was grounded out to the second baseman. Same thing there. Kern running to second was able to avoid getting doubled up.
Totis, a single in the first, struck out in the third, and grounded out in the fourth, and he pokes that one down the right field line and foul. So it's 0-1.
It had some airtime underneath it for just a check swing.
Hildebrand working from the stretch with the runner at second base. Takes a long look into his catcher, Fascia, toes the rubber, and then decides to hop off the rubber. Totis steps back into the batter's box and is ready to go for the 0-1. The 0-1 pitch, that one outside for ball one. That pitch in there for a strike on the fastball from Hildebrand. Carafa waits on deck for Ohio State. The 1-2 pitch, runner goes over to third. They swing and he gets it over to third base, but that throw, will he get him? They apply the tag and they got Brent Totis. An errant throw from Howe over to first, but the tag still applied by Mason Gavre, and that's how the inning will end, but not before Ohio State strikes for 5 this inning. A couple of back-to-back home runs for the Buckeyes, and we'll move to the 6th inning. It's 12-8. Ohio State leading. You're listening to Ohio State Baseball on Scarlet and Gray Sports Radio.